Hello and welcome back from winter break. Today is Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021. Here is your warm-up for the day. Take a few minutes at this time and pause the video to complete the following warm-up. The LO for the day is 7.1a. Hill scholars will be able to solve one variable two-step equations. And our DOL, given 4 problems, Hill scholars will be able to solve with a 75% accuracy. Again, no different than solving a one-step equation. This time we're doing two-step equations. And here we have an equation which is 2x plus 5 is equal 15, where 2 is the coefficient, x is your variable, 5 and 15 are your constants. Okay. First step is to combine the constants on one side, on your right side. So since I have 2x plus 5 is equal 15, I know that I'm adding to my variable, and the inverse operation of addition is subtraction. Therefore, I got to subtract, and I'm going to subtract 5 from 5, which cancels that out, gives me 0. And whatever I do to the left side, I also have to do it to the right side. So 15 minus 5 comes out to 10. Step 2, I am left with 2x is equal to 10. And I want a coefficient of 1. In this case, I have 2 left over, so therefore I have to, and it is multiplication. Inverse of multiplication is division. And I have to divide by my coefficient, which is 2. And 2 divided by 2 gives me 1x. 10 divided by 2 gives me 5. Therefore, I'm left with x is equal 5. Now I do have a coefficient of 1, so therefore I am done with this equation. X is equal to 5. Step 3, I forgot a P right there, is to check your answer. So you go back and write the original equation, which is 2x plus 5 is equal to 15. And then you substitute the value of for x, which was 5. And now you got 2 times 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. Well, 2 times 5 gives me 10, plus 5 is 15, and 15 is equivalent to 15. That is a true statement. Now, as I walk through the I do, I'll need you to make sure that you have your pencil and paper out and you're taking notes as I'm walking you through it, okay? Again, the first problem that I have on here is 3b plus 15 is equal to 30. I'm going to draw my line to separate the left side from the right side. Okay. And since I'm adding 15, remember the first step is to do the inverse operation. I want to combine my constants over to the right side. So the inverse operation of addition is subtraction, and I'm going to subtract 15 from the left side, which cancels that out, brings it down to 0, and I'm left with 3b on the left side. And therefore on my right side, I got 30 minus 15, which is 15. Now I have 3b is equal to 15. And remember that I do want a 1 for my coefficient, which right now I have a 3. And it's 3 times b is equal to 15. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. And I'm going to divide by 3, so that way I have 1 left on the left side, which is 1b. And on the right side, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So my answer would be 5. Okay. Now I can go back and take that value and substitute it into the original equation, which is 3b plus 15 is equal to 30, or 3 times 5 plus 15 is equal to 30. 3 times 5 gives me 15, plus 15 is equal to 30, and 30, that checks out. Now let's do the second one, number 2. I've got 5m minus 9 is equal to negative 29. Again, first step, let me draw my lines. And step 1 is to combine my constants. So I'm subtracting 9, and in order to get rid of the 9 on the left side, I have to add 9 to it. And what I do to the left side, I have to do it to the right side. This cancels out, and I'm left with 5m is equal negative 29 plus 29, or negative 29. Okay, now I've got 5m is equal negative 29, and I want a coefficient of 1, not 5, so I have to divide by 5. And what I do to the, negative, to the left side, I also have to do it to the right side. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. And a negative 20 divided by 5 gives me a negative 4. Now remember, I'm dividing a negative by a positive, and the reason I have this triangle over here, if you're dividing a positive by a negative, you can actually, let me do this real quick. Mark that out because it's a positive by a negative, and then that what's left over is going to be what your answer is going to be a negative. Okay, so for example, if I'm dividing or multiplying two negatives, let me do this, and I'm using the triangle, if I'm dividing or multiplying two negatives, that means that my answer is going to be a positive. If I'm multiplying or dividing a positive and a negative, my answer is going to be a negative. Okay, so that's why that triangle is there, to help you understand whether your answer is going to be positive or negative. Now, number 3, let me switch that out. And I separate the left side from the right side. And I'm adding 6, so therefore inverse of addition is subtraction. So I gotta subtract 6. This cancels out, gives me 0. Negative 56 minus 6 gives me a negative 62. 62. 1/2 b is equal negative 62. Again, I don't need that 0 there. Now remember that the fraction bar means division, and the inverse operation of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply this here by my denominator, which is 2. And what I do to the left side, I have to do it to the right side. My 2's cancel out, and I'm left with 1b is equal to negative 62 times 2. And I'm multiplying a negative and a positive. So if I'm multiplying a negative and a positive, that means my answer is going to be a negative. So it's going to be negative, that's 4, 124. So 1b is negative 124. Okay. Last problem, number 4. V divided by 7 minus 3 is equal 7. Draw my lines. I'm subtracting 3, so in order to get rid of that 3, I'm going to have to add 3. What I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side. That cancels out. I get 10 over here. And V over 7 is equal to 10. Again, the fraction bar means division, therefore I know I'm going to be multiplying. And I'll multiply by the denominator, which is 7. This cancels out and gives me 1b is equal to 10 times 7, or 70. And that is my answer. Okay. Again, don't forget to write down the notes. Now, today you will be working on the we do and the you do. Have a wonderful day.